For our contour drawings, we are going to do 3 different exercises. This is the first of 3 different exercises. Exercise 1 is a blind contour drawing and a continuous contour drawing. So essentially, you're going to be drawing 2 different images in 2 different contour drawing ways on one sheet of paper. For your blind contour drawing, these are the directions. Hold a small object like a pen or pencil in your hand and do a blind contour drawing of it. No cheating. Remember, follow the outline of your hand with your eyes and try to match that movement with your hand on your paper. This helps train your hand-eye coordination. Don't forget to draw all the little details like fingernails and the folds of your skin. The second thing that you're going to be drawing is a continuous contour line drawing. So, what you will need to do is you will hold a tool or a larger object in your hand, like a pair of scissors or even a cup, whatever you please. And you are going to do a continuous contour drawing of it. You can look at your paper now, but you still should be looking at your hand 90% of the time. Only glance down at your paper momentarily to check on your pencil placement. You will have to do your entire drawing using only one line. Don't pick up your pencil off your paper until you are 100% done. Let's take a look at how Miss Parlow completes her 2 drawings, her blind contour drawing and her continuous line contour drawing. For our next project, we are going to be drawing a blind contour drawing of our hand and a continuous line contour drawing of our hand as well. What you will need is a piece of paper. You can also grab a paper plate, and I'll tell you exactly why you will need your paper plate, but you don't have to use it. You will also need something like a pencil or a crayon to hold in your hand while you are drawing. And you'll need a drawing utensil like a pen or a marker or even a pencil. It doesn't really matter for this. It doesn't have to be colored, but they can be if you want. So, as you get your paper ready, you are going to be taking your paper, and I like to fold mine in half because remember, we're doing 2 drawings. We're doing a blind contour drawing of our hand and a continuous line contour drawing of our hand. Remember, one side is going to be the continuous contour line drawing, and the other one's going to be the blind contour drawing. I like to fold my paper back because I'm going to start with the blind contour drawing, which you should as well, just so that I know just to draw on that side of the paper. What you are going to do next is you're going to think about making sure that you cannot look at your paper. So this is a quick trick if you want to make sure that you really do a completely blind contour drawing. Take a paper plate and stick your pencil or your drawing utensil in the plate so that you can draw without looking at your paper. Because remember, this is completely blind, so we want to make sure that we really aren't looking at our paper while we're drawing this. After that, as I said, that's optional, but you can do it if you want. We are going to take our hand and you're going to position it in an appropriate hand position, holding a small object. As I said, your object can be a marker, a pen, it can be a paintbrush, it can be a colored pencil, a colored marker, a crayon. It's really up to you. I'm going to be holding my hand and my pen just like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be strictly just looking at my hand, and I'm going to follow the exact lines or contour lines of my hand. That's the outline. Remember, you can't see my eyes, but I am really trying hard not to look at my paper at all and just focus on the outlines of my hands. Remember, when we're doing a blind contour drawing, you are allowed to pick up your pencil or your marker. It doesn't have to be one continuous line, but it can be. Your drawing is going to come out a little bit funky. It's going to look a little bit weird because you're not looking at your paper. You are strictly looking at your hand and looking at the outline or the overall shape of your hand. So I'm going to continue to do this. I'm making sure that I'm trying to draw the little creases in my hand and as much detail as I possibly can. Obviously, contour drawings do not have shading. They do not really have a lot of details. They just have the basic outline of your hand or the object that you're drawing. Okay. So obviously, mine is not going to be perfect. Yours is not going to be perfect either, but you are studying your hand shape and the item that your hand is holding. Don't forget about fingernails. As I said, the small creases in certain parts of your finger. Try to get all those things. And as you can see, it took me less than probably 2 minutes, and I've completed my blind contour drawing as best as I can. It doesn't look exactly like my hand, but I have to say, you can look at it and decide, yeah, it does kind of look like a hand. After you've completed your blind contour drawing, you want to open up your paper again. And now on the top half or the bottom half, we are going to be doing our continuous contour line drawing. So now you're going to take your hand again. You can take another item or the same item, and you're going to hold your hand in a slightly different position. It can be any position that you want. Remember, the position that you are putting your hand in has to be appropriate. So now for this one, what we are going to do is we are strictly going to be drawing our hand in one continuous line. So you have a starting point and then you have an ending point. If you accidentally pick up your marker like I just did right there, it is okay. But really try hard not to pick up your pencil or your pen or your marker, whatever you're using. You are not erasing anything. You are just drawing the lines of the object or the hand part of your hand that you're drawing in with one continuous line. Your pencil or your pen should never lift off of your paper. As I said, mine accidentally did because it's such a natural thing that we want to do. So it's okay if it happens, but really try hard not to let it happen often because, as I said, you want your entire contour drawing to just be one continuous line. Remember, look at the edges of your hand and the basic shape of the object that you're holding, and try to just do a quick contour continuous line drawing. As you can see while I'm doing this, I'm also looking at my paper. Whoops, just dropped my pen, not a big deal. But I am looking at my paper and I'm also looking at my hand. But a majority of the time, I am looking at my hand. So I would say about 80 to 90% of the time, I'm looking at my hand, not really looking at my paper. So this one is going to turn out a little bit more realistic than the blind contour drawing because you are supposed to look at it a little bit, but it's still not going to be that accurate because we are just using contour lines and we're only using one continuous line to create our hand. So I'm doing a lot of layering. I'm going over a lot of different lines in order to continue to keep that line continuous. I'm drawing the creases again, my fingernails. I'm trying to be as detailed as possible without getting too much into shading. And once I finish, I've used about one line. As I said, I accidentally picked up my marker once or twice, which is okay because it's just natural. But I'm going to also make sure that I'm labeling continuous contour and blind contour so that I know which one is which.